What's up, everybody? Well, man, oh man, it's not looking pretty good. I mean, as of right now, for Anthony Joshua versus Tyson Fury, um, it's not looking good right now. Yesterday, we heard Tyson Fury saying um, he talked to the Prince out there or whoever, and that the fight with them is going on and stuff like that. That's what he said. Um, that's what he said. That he said. Um, but as far as I can tell, as far as what I can see, it's not happening. Story. I want to say it was first laced down. Was I guess the Mirror said something. Um, well, let's go down the list. Put you guys on the screen share. I'm not making this up. This is from websites. See, because somebody was in my chat saying that BoxRec, they're using BoxRec to say that the fight is happening. They wouldn't put it on there if they didn't know the fight was happening. Folks was using all types of of weird weird sources to figure out whether or not indeed if the Anthony Joshua versus Tyson Fury was going to happen. Well, I have my sources too, and they're all over the internet, right? They're all over the internet. Um, Give me a second. Okay, cool. So the fourth source that we have here is the Mirror, right? The Mirror says Tyson Fury versus Anthony Joshua off as Deontay Wilder trilogy ordered. I'm not making this up. This is what it's saying. I don't want to read the stuff in there, and the reason why I really don't because nobody knows the ins and outs of this case quite yet. But I remember Tay Jones telling me, Monday is the day. I said something to him. He said something to him yesterday, and he said something about Monday. I said something to Drew Titan. Drew Titan said something about Monday. Drew Titan does a live. Drew Titan says Monday. Tay Jones says Monday. And they keep repeating it over and over again. But me, I'm saying, okay, I see what you guys got tomorrow. Even though I think that's kind of fucked up, just tell me now, because I want to know. But it looks like and then of course this is another one. There's multiple sources that's out here that's saying this. I got multiple. That's two. The Mirror. This is just the regular Mirror right here, and then this is the Irish one. So, they're saying, but this is the thing. I don't know how much weight that this arbitration holds on these fighters and telling them who they supposed to fight and stuff like that. But when they both signed these contracts and signed an agreement with the WBC, they agreed to going to mediation and arbitration. But I don't know if that means like agreeing to the findings of the arbitrator. I don't know nothing about that, but I know that they all agreed to this. It's not just one party, they both did. But it looks like as of right now, Tyson Fury versus Anthony Joshua is no longer on the table. It's looking like Deontay Wilder versus Tyson Fury. So, we've seen a lot of people out here in recent days, in the last few months, stick their neck out, way the fuck out there. And now they may have to bite their, they might have to just take that bullet, get their neck cut off, get their head cut off because people been going to an extremes, man. Like some of the people, Robert Brown, Furry will get exposed for cheating. Why Wilder going to KO Fury? I hope he does KO him. But what I'm saying is, people were going to fucking extremes to bash people for their fucking opinions on what fight is going to happen next. And I thought that was real fucking disgusting of a lot of people that keep sitting up over here and talking about Deontay Wilder's character, but their character is more flawed. I had two guys on my last live stream make comments about you know, their sources and where the backgrounds where they come from and blah blah whoop whoop whoop. And I guess they didn't listen to my video at all because their mind was already made up. My opinion is until one of these fights actually happen, we don't know what's going to happen. So I'm going to keep that same energy like I kept before. Until Deontay Wilder versus Tyson Fury fight actually happens, till it gets to a point where it looks like it's actually happening, we can't really say much. Tyson Fury versus Anthony Joshua, we all saw what happened in these negotiations with them and stuff like that. Maybe it's a little bit different because there's no arbitration and mediation involved. But what I am saying is that I find it highly suspect and the unbecoming of a dope by a lot of these characters out here bashing people for their opinion. Whether or not if they believe the contract's expired or whatever the case may be. You know, I took the stance of telling everybody that, hey, listen, we don't know we don't know what's in these guys' contracts. We ain't seen. Everything's behind closed doors, so we don't know. But everybody want to fucking pick a side. Like I said, even though the word is on the street from Drew Titan and from all these news outlets, even though that's the word on the street, I'm gonna keep the same energy that I had with Tyson Fury with AJ, and until the fight happens, I mean, I really can't say much until it gets to a certain extent. This fight never went nowhere. They never signed nothing. Right? Frank Warren talking about contracts. Everybody talking about contract not signed. Not talking to Edward Hearn for a couple weeks or a week. So until contracts are signed and you start seeing people buying tickets, hotel rooms, flights, you know, I'm gonna keep the same energy that I kept with Anthony Joshua and Tyson Fury. I'm not gonna fucking sit up over here and act sometimey. But this is the word on the street. And y'all know what I'm talking about. William Old School Art, what's happening? Y'all know what I'm talking about. Y'all seen people come in people's comment sections. Y'all seen the comments from people, and they fucking relentless, trying to tell you that, make you believe that, you know, it's kind of like one thing. They saying that they believe that the fight is going to happen, and that it's a fact that Fury versus Anthony Joshua is going to happen. They said it was a fact. And now, Stormy B-Man was having an ass whooping ordered. And now that we see this in the news, so there's another contradictory thing. So the main contradictory thing has been arbitration. Why you got a guy going? Why are you believing a cokehead that's in arbitration with somebody? Oh fucking shit! You better. A guy going? Why? Got him, Tyrone. Who is this?
Yo.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. I'm about to boot your ass with all that shit in there. I was about to woo wee.
Sorry about that.
Yeah, but this is word on the street. So Drew Titan, he told everybody, wait Monday. Tay Jones told everybody to wait till Monday, and then Drew Titan said something. But before that, we had, you know, the Irish Times and the Mirror, and the Express out there in the UK already dropped it and said what's right there on the screen. So what do you think with all this debacle? Because you sounded kind of hot last night, man.
Yeah, man. I got you know, folded this morning too. They keep putting me in these high lobbies, man. I don't get it. People droning out and unranked just kind of pisses me off. I was doing well though, but my team sucks. But no, I just heard about this when you just went live. Canceled. And I saw a tweet. Did you put that tweet out there or something? I saw something about him saying the July pay-per-view is already set up for Fury. Forgot where I saw that from.
Yeah, somebody did say that shit. I saw that tweet, but like I just I was just like whatever, because
Oh yeah, it's there. Yeah, yeah. I'm looking at it in the mirror.
shoot, Stormy B man talking about it's an ass whooping order.
He will take the money to walk away. He already has. No one wants to see that fight again. WTF. Lies. Nothing is stopping that fight from going ahead. Saudis will take care of Wilder.
And
Please
then
no. This guy is
go ahead.
Brahim Free Power. Okay, so he's from a cave. His opinion doesn't matter. Wilder's still in denial. So okay.
So William Old School Art said this is great news for boxing. I think it is, but that's the thing. I think both fights was gonna be a good fight. Anthony Joshua, Tyson Fury, Deontay Wilder, Tyson Fury. But the whole thing about it is just the way they're trying to go about it. Because this is just me. Wilder will fight AJ, but let one of them two win and see how they treat Deontay Wilder. You know what I'm saying? And going into negotiations. I'm not saying that's my business or nothing like that, but we all know that's gonna hurt making the fight. And then they go probably walking around here acting like they don't need him and this and the third, blah blah whoop. I ain't trying to hear all that shit. At least this way, if Deontay Wilder, if this fight does happen, if Deontay Wilder fights Tyson Fury and Deontay Wilder knocks this guy out, then we could get into undisputed. I mean, then we could have AJ talks and stuff like that, because I don't even know if AJ really wants to fight off of all this shit that he's been doing, calling security on people and don't want certain fighters getting close to him. You know what I'm saying? The yell at him, the yell their frustration at him and shit like that. I don't know what's up with these dudes, man. I don't know what it is. You still there, Tyrone?
Yeah, I'm just looking at these guys: Rashid, Ibrahim, Muhammad. I don't know what their bottom line is. Why they're so interested in not seeing this third fight.
I don't understand. So in my last video, people were just like, there's two guys, just like, oh, the fight is happening. The fight is happening. Look, I'm Arab and this and the third, blah blah with the whoop. I know the Saudis. I know how they get down. This and the third. It's like, that shit ain't got nothing to do with me. If you believe the fight is gonna happen, that's fine. But don't try to sell me that it's a fucking fact. Don't try to sell me that it's a fucking fact. Go sell your friends that is a fact. Like, how the fuck you even find my channel? First of all, I've never seen you before. But at the end of the day, like, nobody knew. Nobody knew what the arbitrator was going to do. Like I told the other guy in my chat yesterday, if that's the case, you should be winning the lotto every day. Because you know it all. Tips 42 K said, hi, Wilder won. William Old School Art said, decapitation of Fury is a coming. And I hope it does. I hope this guy doesn't retire. Hope he doesn't make an excuse, mental health excuse. Hope he doesn't get back on drugs. Hope he doesn't fucking take on a jog and trip and bust his ankle. I hope he doesn't make a fucking excuse to get out of the fight. I just hope that he does what's right and make the fight. William Old School Art said, Lion Eddie will never let AJ in the ring with Wilder. AJ doesn't have the chin to stand up to one of Wilder's nuclear missiles right hands. You damn right. And I would have, maybe it was you.
AJ,
go ahead.
No, you go ahead. What were you going to say?
Maybe it was you or Watcher, but somebody kept saying, where is Edward Hearn?
It could have been Watcher.
Because after Tyson Fury said all that, you would have heard something. And Frank Warren chimed in and he agreed. You would have figured you would have heard something, because he's Mr. All breaking news. Maybe he knew maybe he knew something that maybe this fight might not happen. And I don't understand why would you believe a cokehead? Like, this guy, like, literally, like, I don't know what he was saying to these guys, but I guarantee you, I hope that he was telling them that, I have something going on and the fight might not happen, instead of the fight is happening. because he sold a whole bunch of people with dreams. If this arbitration holds weight to stop Tyson Fury from fighting Anthony Joshua.
Right. I think I was listening to what you said yesterday about this same arbitrator picking Top Rank over Donaire when Donaire tried to get away and go to Golden Boy.
Yeah, because he was wrong.
Yep.
Because he was wrong, and it was a couple more cases. He's not new to the arbitrator in this case was not new to boxing contracts. He wasn't new. He's not new to boxing contracts. So he did something for with Manny Pacquiao Mayweather. He did something with a couple of other guys. So he's not new to boxing contracts, and he's won an awards. He set up big organizations for contract disputes and all kind of things. This dude is a what's that word, Tyrone? He's like a
season
spearheaded arbitration.
Oh, spearheaded. Okay, yeah.
Spearheaded contract arbitration. The whole thing made an organization that he damn near won something lower than the Nobel Peace Prize from. So he's a seasoned arbitrator. So now somebody is looking like
even that bald-headed motherfucker who looks like shit. Mike Coppinger said it.
What did he say?
The arbitrator in the Tyson Fury Deontay Wilder rematch dispute ruled in favor of Wilder today, saying Fury owes Wilder a third fight. Fury and Wilder signed a 2-fight deal, but there was a disagreement over the rematch clause.
See? Herman, what you got? What's happening, homie?
What's good?
Oh, shit. Sound like you out there in the wind, but it's all good. We can hear you.
I apologize for that. Yeah,
don't worry about it. You here? Don't worry about it. You here? We can hear you.
Hey, listen, man. I just want to get on with you brothers and talk a little jive. You know, Deontay Wilder been the most disrespected fighter of this current era, man. And why, I don't know. You can give personal reasons and thoughts about it, but the man has been a stand-up individual representing the sport and himself and his family the best he can, and how you would love for most fighters to do so. And he's been the most disrespected. It's great to hear some positive news on his behalf with this situation. I still think that there's going to be something funny from the Fury camp, because they don't want to get in there with him. But he's going to have to leave that belt behind. That's the good thing. And he's probably going to have to pay punitive damages as well. So he's not going to get out of this net and this web that he's found himself in scot-free. But it's a great thing, a tremendous victory for Deontay.
It was crazy because who was it? Fury's team was the one who pushed for the third fight to begin with in the contracts, and now it's come back to bite them, I guess. So that's what they get.
Well, you know that old saying: you can always be careful about wishing what you wish for. You just may get it. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
I wonder, like if the arbitrator rules, because I mean, let's put it like this: it's in the WBC's rules to go this route from mediation to arbitration. It's in these bout agreements as well. I wonder, like, does all these other sanctioning bodies have to abide by other boxing contracts when it comes to fighters? And can they, even if Tyson Fury drops the belt, are they going to make Anthony Joshua not tell Anthony Joshua, hey man, you can't fight that guy legally because of blah blah woo woo woo, because it is legal?
No, he won't be able to fight for the belt. He can fight Fury. I mean, Fury can go ahead and face Joshua, but like I said, there will be punitive damages that he's undoubtedly has to pay, which they're not going to disclose that at this time. And he would not be fighting for the belt that he so-called won off of Wilder. So he'll be stripped of that. So that won't be a unification fight. It'll just be a battle between two Brits. That's about it.
So let's be clear, ladies and gentlemen. This is not step aside money. This is forfeiture. When you don't go by the rules and regulations of arbitration or in the courts, you forfeit something. You either forfeit your rights or you forfeit your earnings. So, and that's what it's going to be.
Yeah, and this is, listen, and this is the big part about this. You heard me say that part hasn't been disclosed, but it would behoove Fury to fight and not go another route because of what he may end up having to pay. It's not worth it. It's really not. He'd be better off just leaving the sport altogether than to suffer what the court issues out. This is not something to be taken lightly. And to show you a little retrospect in history, when Hasim Rahman knocked out Lennox Lewis in South Africa, in South Africa, Don King and Rahman were trying to not fight Lewis, who exercised his rematch clause, and they had to go to court for this. And the thing about it was, Lennox at that time found a great argument. He was saying that he was an elder statesman in the sport, and that being of the age he was and at the point he was in his career, he didn't want to have to go a roundabout way of Rahman going in a different direction and may not have a chance at the heavyweight title again because of his age and everything. And even though he didn't really have to possibly lay it on that thick, but the arbitrator ruled in his favor and ordered that immediate rematch with Rahman. And you saw what happened in the rematch with Rahman. Lennox, in 5 or 6 rounds, knocked Hasim Rahman's head off, and I think it's still flying around out in space along with the rest of the stuff that's orbiting from satellites out there. So yeah, and it was something, again, like Lennox went to the courts for that, and it was a smart move. And Rahman had to defend all of the belts because Lennox was the undisputed champ at the time, so he had to defend all the belts. So it wasn't just an arbitrary ruling for one of the titles or anything like that, contingent upon who Rahman was representing when he entered the first fight. He could have been in as the WBC challenger, the IBF challenger. I don't remember. I don't have that recollection of how he entered. But you would have to say that in this instance, there's only one title on the line between Wilder and Fury. So Fury would definitely have to defend, give Wilder that chance to win his title back. And if he does not, then it will be a heavy fine. And like I said, punitive damages, because remember, Wilder can claim loss of income and everything, mental distress, all of this stuff. It can come back and really bite Fury in his SpongeBob ass. So there's some great stuff happening right there.
Let me read some of these comments real quick. William Oscar R said, Lion Eddie will never let AJ in the ring with Wilder. AJ doesn't have the chin to stand up to one of Wilder's nuclear missiles right hands. He don't. He also says that the last interview with Eddie Hearn, he looked depressed, like he knew that Fury was going to lose the arbitration. And a lot of people figured that. It's too much money that he let me read this, then I'm gonna go back on what Stormy said and hit that. The Stormy had some good points. Soldier Boy said, hey everybody. Soldier Boy said, my question is, if AJ versus Fury has been confirmed as Fury stated, where does that leave Wilder? Well, Stormy B-Man really answered that. Brown on Brown Boxing, what's happening? What's going on with you? He says, no one running from Fury. This fight is next month, and I just might be in the house. Yeah. So this is the thing that that I came to realize is that, you know, Fury could do whatever the hell he wants. You know, he's a grown ass man. You know, the main thing about it is that we're all over here boxing fans, you know, talking about boxing and stuff like that. But I'm tired of people coming up over here, you know, telling people what's factual and what's not. You know, nobody knows what's going to happen. You know, because this is whether or not it's Fury versus AJ or Wilder versus Fury. This is all on Tyson Fury. Edward Hearn did his job. Frank Warren did his job. Bob Arum tried to warn us. Tried to warn Fury, it looks like. You know what I'm saying? You know, you can't blame Edward Hearn. Nobody. Everybody. The only dude to blame is Tyson Fury. He's the one that didn't that wanted the trilogy but didn't want the trilogy, and said all these things, and never came back and made the trilogy, but wanted to fight AJ because of all that money that they had, and he thought he had rights to claim to that money. You know what I'm saying? He had that what's that word that people use? He had illusions of grandeur. When he saw all that money. He had illusions of grandeur when he heard about all that money. He went up over there, and it's all his fault. If Tyson Fury has to drop his belt, it's his fault. If Tyson Fury has to take the wrath of the courts and lose money, it's his fault. It's his fault that AJ fight ain't happening. If Tyson Fury was that good, how come he spent allegedly millions of dollars to bypass Wilder just to fight AJ and just to have a whole bunch of money taken from him? Because that's what's probably going to happen if he goes that route. The best thing for him to do is what Stormy B-Man said. Bite down on your fucking chief or your gum shield and fight Wilder. Yeah, you might not want to, and you might feel disgruntled because somebody is telling you what to do as a grown-ass man, but nobody had to tell you what to do. And if you would have did what you was supposed to do. You want to tell the whole world that nobody tells me what to do, and I'm the Gypsy King, and this and the third. I fight who the hell I want, and this and the third. But when somebody tells you what to do because you failed to do what you were supposed to do, yeah, you're going to feel that pain. It's going to hurt. But that's ain't nothing but a little bit of pride.
Yeah.
Sound like you want to say something, Stormy?
Yeah, and then there's something else to go along with this, too. Don't forget, he gave up his boxing license in the UK. So there was a reason for that, because they had court-ordered hearings on him regarding some nefarious deeds over there. So he can't really fight in the UK right now. And this whole thing contingent upon like facing AJ, well, it possibly in Saudi Arabia. Don't forget, Ed Hearn is putting himself in a trick box, attaching himself to Fury. He needs to go look a different direction, because Fury is the type of the guy that can bring down the whole house of cards on everything, because he has a history, and the history has been covered up. So all of this can come out in the open. And I'll tell you something. If you notice, as of late, he's been on the American circuit, right? He's been running around, bumping into people socially and stuff. Roy Jones, Shaq, all these people, and catching them on video. Hey, what's up? And, you know, AB, all these guys. You know what that is? That's goodwill type marketing of himself. It's like he's trying to endear himself, because his options are few, okay? And people need to see and understand this shit for what it really is. And the thing about it is, these Americans who he has been running across, the people need to really understand what he's doing. It's like all of that, it's like trying to play good before you go to jail. You understand? It's like, you still going to jail, sucker. You can be good and nice and all that. You should have been that the whole time. But his track record is what's speaking for him. And this is why the ground is shrinking under his feet.
Yo, yeah, my bad. I was on mute. You're absolutely right. But hey, Stormy, you've seen. I mean, well, Tyrone, both of y'all seen it. That a lot of people were out there saying that, we were having nightmares and stuff like that after Tyson Fury said what he said. But I'm looking on Twitter, motherfuckers is mad than a bitch. When I say they mad, woo, they saying, wow, they're trying to fuck shit up and all this shit. You got Slimy Nelson saying Eddie Hearn is a genius and just priced again. He's the best promoter in boxing. He's going to get both Tyson Fury and Deontay Wilder the biggest purse ever on August 14th, and only one of them actually has to fight Joshua. I mean, look, it ain't about the fucking money for us boxing fans. It ain't about the fucking money. We are worried about fucking entertainment. Why does people keep worried about Edward Hearn being his best promoter? When Edward Hearn can't generate that money, he has to get that money from other people. Their fights ain't generating no money. Where's Canelo Alvarez's American DAZN numbers at? Not Mexico, not the UK. Where is Canelo's DAZN American numbers at? That's how you become the best promoter, when you get your fighter, his voice, his likeliness, his worldliness out there to the masses. And he ain't been doing it. Yeah, you could go over to Saudi Arabia, the UK, United Emirates and stuff like that, China and stuff like that, and get all that money because they ain't got shit going on and they want tourism. They're giving you the money because they want fucking tourism. They don't fucking watch boxing like that over there. So, let me read some of these. Brown on Brown. Oh, L-Dub, what's happening? What's going on with you? Brown on Boxing said, we've been waiting for this day, and that old rooster has come to roost. You goddamn right. And I hope Tyson Fury does the right thing. William Old School Orange said, Brown on Boxing. Bro, it was revenge time. Damn right. Brown on Boxing said to William Old School Art, I'm on Twitter and YouTube laughing at these dumb fools. The big payback in July. He also goes to say BFTB is about to cook. Yeah. My whole thing is this. We weren't upset. We weren't going around here foaming at the mouth. And now the judge ruled that the arbitrator ruled that Deontay Wilder did indeed have claims to a trilogy. So how is this Deontay Wilder's fault? You can't go around and say Deontay Wilder's fucking up something good when in your eyes something good shouldn't even fucking happen because they had no fucking claim. He had no claim to try to fight Anthony Joshua. He just tried to go about and do shit on his own accord. But guess what? Let me tell you something about doing shit by your own accord. He signed up for this. Tyson Fury signed up to follow the fucking rules. Tyson Fury didn't sign up to do whatever the fuck that he wanted to do. He signed up for under the WC rules. He signed a bout agreement to follow the rules because if anybody else didn't follow the rules, he'd be saying something. So when it suits you, you don't want to follow the rules. You want to do your own thing. And now you got all these weirdos mad and upset on Twitter that the fight is happening. Or could basically happen. Tyrone, you there? Stormy, you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Yeah. So What do you think, Tyrone? What do you think Fury's going to do?
I think he'll have to fight him because he's still got money on that Top Rank contract, and apparently they already have a pay-per-view set up for July. And he's going to have to do it. But he'll lose, and then they'll say, well, he wasn't training. He was out partying. He was out this and that, which is true, but nobody gave Wilder any stock when obviously they saw Wilder wasn't right in there. So it's going to be a carousel again after Wilder wins.
Yeah, I mean, but you know, then again, you know, all those videos of Fury training and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? And then plus they talking about a July date. Was it July or August?
July.
A July date. So he should have already been training anyways.
It doesn't look like it. Well, it never looks like it for him because he looks like a planet. But he was really stuck because if he had gone ahead and fought AJ, I think he would have lost that fight. And if he fights Wilder on strong legs, he loses that fight too. So the walls are kind of closed again. Like his 15 minutes of fame are up. All the people who think he's better than he is, I just don't get it. I've never seen Tyson Fury as amazing. And I said to people before the first fight, I said, I think this is they're picking here. This is supposed to be a easy one.
Right.
Because I've always thought he was overrated, and he is.
What do you guys think about people saying that Wilder, this arbitration case, is throwing undisputed plans out the window? What do you guys think about that?
No, I mean, Fury should have fought. It gave him the third fight last year. Right. But they were making excuses about not having a crowd and all of this stuff. I mean, I don't know if undisputed is ever going to happen, but I really don't care at this point.
Well, how I think about it is, I just think that it's it's like one of those things. It's like there's just should never been any talks about undisputed until Fury fought Wilder, and it didn't happen. You know, I don't understand why people want to believe Fury over Wilder and want to believe Edward Hearn, knowing now, well, you know, there's too much shit going around with this arbitration, mediation, and stuff like that, and there's too much stuff going around to even be talking about undisputed when you had something.
Were you there? You kind of cut out.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah, because Tyson Fury sold everybody a dream, you know, for a fight that everybody knew that he was doing something. He had legal shit going on. Everybody should have took it for what it was. Was that, well, get your legal shit out the way, and then let's talk about this undisputed stuff. Instead, what they did was they talked about undisputed. This is not Wilder's fault. The guy has been ruled by a fucking judge that Wilder did have claim to a trilogy. What's the fucking what is there else to know? If anything, Fury sold. If anything, man, y'all should be mad at Tyson Fury. Why you guys ain't mad at Tyson Fury? Tyson Fury knew that if he happens to lose his arbitration, that he was probably going to have to fight Deontay Wilder. He knew it the whole fucking time. Instead, what he fucking did was he kept it. He kept saying, AJ. Thank you, Daniel and Kenningham. I talked to the Prince. Blah blah with the woo. And you guys ate it up. Don't be mad at Wilder. you mad for? Get off his nuts. I don't understand why. Does that make sense to you, Tyrone?
Nah, it kind of reminds me of shoot, what was it, man? Not really. It doesn't actually. No, I take that back. It doesn't remind me like that situation at all. I was gonna say the Stavern Ortiz Wilder thing. That was something totally different. No, that doesn't remind me anything at all. But like Stormy was saying about Rockman versus Lewis. Lewis comes in and he takes him to court, even though he was getting offers for Showtime and stuff to fight other people. And he took him to court. He won. He got the date, and then he did what he needed to do.
Yeah, I just don't. My whole thing is blame Fury. Blame Fury. It's like me, right? It's like me, right? Going for a job interview, right? Right. And the job interview says on the form, have you had a DUI in the last 2 years? And I had one. And I put no. And I go back home and say, baby, I did this job interview, blah, 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 whoop. I think I got it. You know, they signed me up already for the training, blah, 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 whoop. I got it. But you know, blah, blah, I got the job. And then you go in for training and they fire you because you had a DUI and they did your background. You had something legally going on. And now your wife mad at you that you just lost a $80,000 job because of your DUI.
Wait, this is you just made up this example, right?
Yeah. No, I didn't make that. I didn't make up an example. It's an example though. But I'm not going to say like the real example of it, but yeah, it's something like that.
That's
something like that. Like example. you like literally had something legal and you knew it. You fucking knew it. You knew you knew the ramifications on what the ruling of you knew the magnitude of the ruling of arbitration. And you start talking about something completely different. Not knowing, and I'm pretty sure he knew that he was going to lose this shit. I'm pretty sure he knew. Because everything is in black and white. Everything was in black and white. There's no way that you can't tell from a piece of paper that's in black and white that you know that you have a shot. He knew, in my opinion, that he was going to lose this shit. He was just spending that money just in case they might just rule in his fucking favor. And at the same time, he was fucking sugarcoating it to all his fucking fans and Edward Hearn and the Saudis. Because he just said he got off the phone with him to fight his own. So how much he's going to have to pay up? 20 mil, 40 mil, his whole next purse. Like Stormy B-Man said, damages, stress, loss of earnings, loss of other people's earnings on his team. Like, what is he gonna have to pay? You know what I'm saying? Brown on Boxing said, William Oscar Art, I'm on Twitter and YouTube laughing at these guys. Yeah, I read that one. Brown on Boxing said these week is barbecue grill troll every day this week. I'm not doing that. Now it's all good, Stormy. It's all good. It's good, man. Thanks for stopping by, man. I ain't heard your voice in a minute on this channel, so it was a pleasure for you to stop by, even though you was busy in traffic, man. I appreciate you for giving us some of your time. Brown on Boxing said these folks aren't even casuals. They all know that the hell is going on, and they dumb as played stupid. Now the facts are slapping them in the face. Brown on Boxing said he got to fight or drop the belt. I think that's what's going to happen. Brown on Boxing said don't blame anyone because they've been playing dumb like this arbitration has been talked about for the past few months. Edward Hearn. And, you know, people don't want to believe it. and they still want to come out there and say that the trilogy is happening. That's their business, man. That's their fucking business. You know, I'm not gonna go around making fun of these clowns and stuff like that, because I told them nobody knew what the judge is gonna do. We don't know the weight of the arbitrator and all this stuff, but everybody signed up to do this. And Stormy B Man gave a good example of Lennox Lewis and Rockman. So people could say whatever. Let them say whatever the hell they want to be. They want to say, because at the end of the day, we told them. We told them ain't no need to grandstand. We told them they made all their money off of YouTube, you know, spilling all these lies and shit like that. And the only thing, if Wilder Fury does happen, the only thing they could talk about is Glovegate. Only thing they could do is talk about Glovegate and try to hold on for something that might not happen, and that's Tyson Fury versus AJ. They can still hold on to those old back and forth bullshit ass negotiations that we just saw. Brown on Boxing said, hell no, he will have to pay up and drop that belt. Yeah, but I don't know. I don't know what they can make the dude do, and you know, suing and all that shit. If it happens, I'll talk about it. You know, but if I was Wilder, I have my lawsuit standing by. Matter of fact, I probably already have filed it, just to make sure that the jurisdiction and all that shit is correct. I would be filing my lawsuit right now. And then, if need be, in the contract, in the lawsuit, I would add addendums for further punitive damages as we go along, as he fails to abide by his contract and the arbitrator, the contract he signed. So that's what I would do. But I'm not about to follow around these trolls and shit like that and try to, you know, dig in their chest and shit. I tell them, like, hey man, I told you, stay optimistic about it. You know, this is what you want to see. That's what you want to see. But don't try to sell me that it's a fact. Thanks, Stormy. Don't try to sell me that it's a fact with any of this shit.
Oh, and they're saying they must face each other by the 15th of September.
Ooh. Oh.
Wilder versus Fury. It has to be before then.
Like, look at this. I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna take a screenshot of this. I don't know where these guys getting the information from. I don't know if it's just lies that they want to put out there. You know, because there's always some type of damage control agents out there. Y'all know what I'm talking about, right? There's always some type of damage control agents on social media that come out and then, you know, try to dispel what happened. This guy literally is up here talking about some shit that ain't right. He says, well, like I said, he had a lot of time to trigger his rematch clause, but instead waited till after AJ versus Fury fight was first mentioned. Fair play if he does actually fight, because it's a big risk after taking such a beating. Well, I would say to this guy, Wilder
He triggered that in the ring or the day after or something. Less than 24 hours.
Wilder did it in the ring.
In the ring, yeah, in the ring, I think.
He did it in the ring, and they went negotiations outside of the confines of the general public. They were negotiating in private for the trilogy fight. This whole time they were. You know what Tyson Fury did? He said the contract expired. You know what they was talking about when they was negotiating for the third fight? Tyson Fury and Bob Arum was talking about contracts expiring. Why was they talking about contracts expiring? Because they didn't want to fucking fight Wilder. Edward Hearn already fucking put a bug in their ear. And Fury knew that he was going to get a tune-up against Ajit Kabiel, somebody he could whoop on up over here in America, so he could try to get his likeness put out here for the zone viewership numbers or ESPN viewership numbers. Well, ESPN in that case. And it backfired. All of this shit fucking back. But you want to be, but these idiots want to spread lies, and then you want to say, if it's such a big risk for Deontay Wilder and not Tyson Fury, and if Tyson Fury did what he did to Deontay Wilder in the second fight, what's the big deal about a third fight? If you believe that shit's going to happen again, because the shit would have already been happened, and then all you guys will have your Fury and AJ fight. All this shit about Undisputed could have been done and over with. Could have been done and over with. We could have been talking about Undisputed fight in the heavyweight division right now. Right now. We could have had Wilder Fury January, February, March, December, January, February, March, April, or even in May. We could have been talking about this shit. The whole time Fury and AJ was negotiating, Fury could have fought Deontay Wilder. But none of my business. Brown on Boxer said, these folks are pleading ignorance, but I can't give them a pass. The fans are the biggest reason these fighters ducking tough competition because they act ignorant. Yeah, there's a lot of that. But Tyrone, you got any last words?
Nah, I just want to see the result. I'm predicting I'll see, just so I feel vindicated. That's all I want to feel, is vindicated. I want to go back to all my decaf friends and tell them to shut the fuck up. I haven't been the same since that fight. Water is not wet right now. It needs to be fixed. You know, the sky has to be blue again, and things have to be in their right place.
Right.
I'm not saying that Fury can't beat Deontay. He definitely could outbox him or whatever. But where something like the second fight was obviously bullshit, and you can see he just wasn't right at all, and people are treating it like a legit win, is like living in the Matrix.
Yeah, but I'm gonna get up out of here, man. Thanks everybody for stopping by.
Yep.
Hopefully, in the next couple of hours. Thanks, Brown on Boxing. Thanks, man. Hopefully in the next couple of hours, next couple of minutes, next couple of seconds, we'll actually hear something more tangible.
Yep.
Say again. Go ahead.
More concrete. I was just saying,
more concrete on this. Because I'm really interested to see what Edward Hearn, Bob Arum, Fish Eyes. Well, I'm gonna call him by his real name, Frank Warren, Tyson Fury. I'm really interested to hear what these guys got to say. Especially, I'm really interested to see what the Bronze Bomber Deontay Wilder has to say on this matter, because he is the guy that has been getting ran amok this whole time. He's been getting bamboozled. I don't want to hear about Lance Prugmeyer or whoever winning an award for writing a Deontay Wilder biop. Y'all should have been doing y'all fucking due diligence as boxing writers, as boxing sports personalities. Y'all should have been doing your job. How the fuck are you a journalist when none of these guys are doing journalistic work? You know why? Because they lack journalism journalistic integrity. None of these motherfuckers did an article on who's this judge, what's his background, how much does arbitration actually fucking hold in these types of cases. They didn't do shit. You know what they did? They swept all of that under the rug and left it up to these promoters to tell fight fans what the real deal is. Stop calling yourself a fucking journalist or a personality when you have you can't do your own fucking groundwork, your own research for these types of things. You gotta leave it up to the fans like me to read the WBC. I did a video. I read the WBC rules. I pulled up one of Wilder's old contracts, bout agreements. I pulled up one with another boxer, bout agreement, all under the confines under the WBC. And it says any disputes has to be formally given to the fighter in the WBC. Then it goes into mediation. Then it goes to arbitration. Then it goes to the fucking courts. But it can always go to the courts. This is done to make sure that it's at the lowest level possible, because if they went to the courts, all their business would be out there in the motherfucking street. Then there wouldn't be no fucking lies. People literally fucking told us that Tyson Fury doesn't have to go to mediation. Tyson Fury doesn't have to go to arbitration. But he did. And now look at y'all. Yesterday, people came on my live stream saying that we're having nightmares. LDBC is having nightmares. We're disgusted and all this stuff. But look how everybody acting right now on social media. They're acting like their heads are about to explode. They might not even get a nightmare. They might just get an everlasting motherfucking sleep from a heart attack, a brain aneurysm, or their blood pressure might get too high up because they all fat as fuck and unathletic. And now they stressed out, so their BP is up. I ain't seen nobody from the LDBC going around on social media or something like that, foaming at the mouth like this. We tried to warn you motherfuckers. We got on our lies. We told our opinions on the matter. We were real strong about Wilder getting his trilogy fight with Tyson Fury, because if that's the case, there wouldn't be no arbitration. There wouldn't be no arbitration if Wilder had no claim. The arbitrator would have been said the shit ran out. There wouldn't be like 2-3 months. They've been going back and forth with this legal shit for like what, since December, January? For what? Black Star Sports TV 2.0 was happening. He said they've been preaching a life for over a year. They've been preaching a lie for over a year. Hey, man, but now we all know. But if anybody go live later, just let me know. But I'm about to get up out of here. Tyrone, you want to say something before I roll?
What was that?
You want to say something before I roll?
Nah, I'm good. I'm just listening to these losers. They're so angry right now.
they like it's like when you pour water on a red ant nest. Them motherfuckers, they mad but don't know what to do, But I'm getting up out of here, man. On that note, shout outs to the LDBC and everybody stay sucker free.
All right, peace out.